You ready? You ready? Baruch haba. Have a good evening, everyone. 1 second. I'd like to welcome everyone to the beautiful Flatbush Minyan Shul, here run by Rabbi Fund. We are overjoyed to welcome Rabbi Avraham Greenbaum, visiting from Yerushalayim. For me, it's a dream come true. Like Lahavdil, I used to like baseball players, and then I got bigger and bigger and I matured. And now I'm so happy to meet and greet a rabbi and an author that I was reading when I was 17 years old and 18 years old. And I was living with his books, I was holding his books, and I wore his books out. And I always used to see his name. I was like, who's this guy? Who's Avraham Greenbaum? But I read him for years and years and years and years and years, and I always went back to his books, advice, and restored my soul. And it's just, I'm beside myself that he's staying with me and I'm helping him. I'm so happy for that. We also want to make Rabbi Avraham feel at home. He's away from his city, his home, and from his family. Please come visit Rabbi Greenbaum all this week. We have him scheduled for another 8 events. Right. He can't come to all, he's come to some. Tomorrow night is Cafe Classico, and it's on my website. We have mailing lists, business cards. Thursday night in the Upper East Side, about the Rambam. Shabbos at the Karlbach Shul. Motzei Shabbos at the Moharan Malka Kumzitz at the Karlbach Shul. Sunday we're in Clifton, New Jersey. Monday night at Talia Steakhouse. And Tuesday night the farewell gathering will be here. And we'll be up on the Ramchal. So we can really tap into Rabbi Greenbaum and get the feel of Rabbi Nachman and Ramchal and Yerushalayim. I'd like to thank my cousin Reuven for putting this all together. He was in Sfat for Purim, or the day before Purim, and he went to a home in Sfat for Purim, and he sat at a family. You didn't know this family, right? It was a family invited him for a Purim Seudah, and the next day was Shushan Purim.
2 days after.
He was sitting with people, and he met a young man. The young man asked him, where are you going? What are you doing tomorrow? He said, I'm going to Yerushalayim. Where are you staying? So Shushan Purim was, I don't know. Come to my house. Ends up at Rabbi Greenbaum's house. It was Rabbi Greenbaum's son. What is his son's name?
Nachman.
Nachman.
Who is married to the daughter of the family of Reuven stayed.
Very interesting. So Reuven was eating by Rabbi Greenbaum's Mechutanim. Not bad for a Syrian, right? Saying some Yiddish. So Rabbi Reuven ended up in Rabbi Greenbaum's house for Shushan Purim, and Rabbi Greenbaum mentioned he was coming to America, and Reuven said that his friend and cousin can set you up, and here we are. When you really want to do something good, the doors are open, as it says in the Gemara.
I just want to make one mention that the whole thing started that 2 days prior to the Suda, I bought one of Rabbi Avraham Greenbaum's books at the bookstore in Sfat. On the Tikkun HaSos.
Oh wow!
So it started with that. So I was seeking him when I got there.
So for the video, my cousin Richie bought a book from Rabbi Greenbaum a few days before, and he was walking around with it, and one thing led to another. Mitzvah goded mitzvah, and here we are tonight. So I'd like to thank Rabbi David Sears putting it together. Also like to thank Rabbi Fund, and obviously we want to hear Rabbi Greenbaum. Baruch haba. Welcome to Brooklyn.
Baruch Hashem, I arrived safely here in New York City and have been able today to visit old Achsania of mine here in Brooklyn, Rabbi Fund's shul, and I'm grateful to Rabbi Fund and to David Sears, and particularly to Reuven Canton and to David Shweki for bringing this event together and bringing my visit to New York together to give me the opportunity to speak about Emunah and about one of the greatest sources of Emunah in our time, Rabbi Nachman of Breslov. Before I start tonight, I apologize for not having my kli neshek, my ammunition here, namely any instrument, but I do have one which is right under my nose, And so let's begin tonight's learning with Nigun. I would like to learn tonight with you from Rabbi Nachman's Sefer Lekutai Moharan, from the first volume of Lekutai Moharan, the first Chelek, Torah Chof Dalet, Maimer 24, which is Rabbi Nachman's discussion of what to me is the most beautiful Gemara, telling us about the encounter between Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania and the Sabe de Bei Atuna, the elders of Athens. There's a whole section of the Gemara in Bechoros which speaks about numerous discussions which took place between Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania and the Sabe de Bei Atuna, the sages of Athens, and on quite a number of these conversations Rabbi Nachman gave Torah explaining the remazim, the hints which are contained in these agadas in the Gemara. And of course, as soon as we have a dialogue between one of our Tanoim, one of the most outstanding of the Tanoim, Rabbi Yoshua, and the Greek philosophers, we are bang in the middle of a huge ideological debate. And this ideological debate is very present in the Agada, which is the focus of Rabbi Nachman's teaching that we're going to study tonight. Very short Agada. The sages of Athens say to Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania, "Where is the center of the world?" And without hesitation, he lifts up his fingers and says, "Right here." So they say to him, "How do you know?" And he says, "Bring ropes, measure it, measure the universe, and you'll see that the center of the world is right here." I absolutely love this Agada because it's such a revolutionary Agada. It turns Copernicus on his head. Along for thousands of years, everybody knew that the sun goes around the earth, that the planets and the stars go around the earth, that we are really the center of everything.